I here, and today we have one more class. Today it's a video class, and we're going to be dividing this class into three parts. First of all, I'm going to remember you guys that the Spring Fest is going to happen on October 21st, and the deadline to deliver your video project is October 20th, one day before it. It is basically a time to show whatever you want, to express the way you want, and relate it to English. Well, what can I do? You can do a video, a dance, a song, story, a presentation, a lecture, a recipe, a drawing, a lesson. I've already given a couple of examples of what you can do, and we have already worked with video presentations in the previous quarter. If you have any doubts about it, just check the video from past week, from previous week. I explained this a lot, and also give an example of Gabriel Menech, Gabriel Kripa, and Luis Felipe's video. At the end of this lesson, I'm going to show you guys a video presentation for the students Amanda Pilati e Maísa. Alright guys, so at the end of this lesson, check it out with me. So the mid part of our lesson is going to be Unity 2, Chapter 2, page 36, where we're going to be talking about passive voice. Well guys, passive voice, basically when we write phrases in Portuguese or English, we can use two verbal voices. When we choose to use the active voice, we emphasize the person or object which performs the action designed by the verb. For example, Sony produces the PlayStation. The focus here is on Sony, right? Well, on the other hand, when we choose to use the passive voice, we make a change in the focus by emphasizing who or what receives the action. For example, the PlayStation is produced by Sony. Well, guys, the focus here is in what happened to the new object. For example, the PlayStation, right? Well, we can use this structure when who performs the action is particularly not important or relevant to the general context or either unknown by the speaker, right? It is especially common in more formal texts and it avoids repetition, right? Well, how can we form the passive voice, guys? We can change a phrase from active to passive voice. We must follow the following rules. Take a look at some examples. CNN Brazil interviews Bolsonaro. CNN Brazil is equal to the subject of the phrase when let me just correct a small mistake here. When interviews, thank you, is the main verb and Bolsonaro is the object. When in passive voice, the order is inverted. Bolsonaro is interviewed by CNN Brazil. As the example above shows, let me correct one more mistake here. As the example above shows, the object of the active voice becomes the subject in the new phrase and vice versa. Well guys, be aware of the action verb itself, which is maintained but attached to the verb to be, and also change it into the past participle form on the top of that. The iPhone was designed by Apple in California. In this case here, guys, the subject plus verb to be plus participle. Let's take a look at some several phrases in different verbal tenses and their transition from active to passive voice. All right. Well, the present simple, the professor gives a lecture. In the passive voice, a lecture is given by the professor. Well, the author, the performer is nearly not necessary, right? Present continuous, the professor is giving a lecture. And in the passive voice, a lecture is being given. Be aware that the verb to be is going to be in the gerund form with suffix ing, been. And obviously, the main verb, the action verb of the phrase is going to be in the participle form. So given, all right, is being given by the professor. It could be actually, right? Well, in the past simple, the professor gave a lecture. In the passive voice, a lecture was given by the professor. You see that we always add the verb to be, and to show that this phrase is in past simple, we are going to use the past form of the verb to be, as well as we use the gerund form to represent the continuous version. Obviously, the action verb or the main verb is going to always be in the gerund, is going to be always in the participle form, given in this case, forgotten to the verb forget, gotten to the verb get, and others. If it's a regular verb, we're just going to put it in the normal form, like worked or designed or presented. All right. In the past continuous is virtually the same thing with the use of the verb to be together with being. Let's take a look at the two examples first. In the active voice, the professor was giving a lecture, and in the passive voice, a lecture was being given. All right, so together with the verb to be in the gerund form, we also are going to use the participle form of the main verb. In the present perfect, we have there the active voice and the passive voice. Being the active one, the professor has given a lecture, and the passive one, a lecture has been given. Has been. Don't mess up been with been. Been is participle. Participle always used to perfect tenses, being present perfect or past perfect. Talking about past perfect, let's take a look at the differences there. Instead of using have, what we're going to be using is had as our main auxiliary. The professor had given a lecture, that is active voice, when the passive voice is basically a lecture had been given, or the lecture had been given by the professor before something happened. Because we got to remember that the past perfect tenses normally are used to define the two different actions that happened in a specific period of time in the past. Normally both of them actually have already finished, but one happens before the other. All right? Future using will, active voice, the professor will give a lecture, and the passive voice, a lecture will be given or will be given by the professor in a future moment, could be next week, next month, in a couple of hours. Future using going to is virtually the same thing and can be applied to virtually the same things. However, instead of using will, we're going to be using going to. The professor is going to give a lecture. Remember that pronunciation of this phrase, instead of saying is going to give, you try to connect all of those while talking. The professor is going to give a lecture, is going to give, going to give, going to give, going to give, going to give. Try to be as fluent as you can while speaking with this kind of structure. In the passive voice, a lecture is going to be given, right? With the use of modal verbs, that's actually pretty easy. The active voice, the professor must give a lecture. In the passive voice, a lecture must be given. And when we talk about modal perfect, we basically make use of have, as I told before. This is the main auxiliary when using perfect tenses. The professor should have given a lecture. A lecture should have been given. Was it given? Probably not, but it should have been. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about something that should have happened, but has not for some reason that we do not know. Alright? Well, guys, let's talk a little about the agents in the passive voice. In general, the agent is omitted in the passive voice, mainly because the focus is in who receives the action. However, they not only exist, but can also be expressed together with the preposition by. Let's take a look at two examples down below. A bunch of cameras have been installed by the city hall, or the beautiful shot was taken by a professional photographer. Every time I'm gonna mention the performer of an action, I'm gonna use by in the passive voice. As an example, Bolsonaro was elected by the people. Reporting passive. Well, it can be personal and impersonal passive voice while reporting something or while reporting a speech. Talking about that, the content for next week is going to be reported speech. So be aware of that. A little hard, and we got to study a lot of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy reported speech for next week. And basically, the way we're going to be reporting this is it basically generates a distance between the speaker and the content report. In the active voice, that would be really easy. The video says children spend more time watching TV than adults do. In the personal passive, children are sad to spend more time watching TV than adults. But if I turn it into impersonal passive, it is sad that children spend more time watching TV than adults do. I hope you guys understood a little bit more about passive voice. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me down on WhatsApp or do email. Right? You have homeworks of pages 38, 39, 40, and 41. There is also some homework that I haven't corrected yet, being the ones from previous week, pages 33, 34, and 35. So all of these homeworks together plus 33, 34, and 35, all of those will be corrected next week by the teacher. I will correct, I will, or we will, right? We will correct those together next week. All right, guys, to finish off the lesson today, I want to share with you guys, remember that in the beginning of the lesson, I was talking about the Spring Fest. The Spring Fest is basically what used to be the English festival that you guys used to have with a different teacher in the previous years, right? We have talked so much about that. I showed you guys a bunch of videos actually. And today I'm going to show you guys one more example of one of the longest videos, I believe the longest video I received this year from Amanda Pilati and Maisa. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's check it out together. Let's check it out together. There you go. I hope you like it.
当飛行機が降下を開始する際には、座席とテーブルが元の位置に戻っていることをご確認ください。木の下、もしくは頭上の収納ボックスに収納されていることをご確認ください。ありがとうございました。
Wake up! I think we just arrived.
Wait! What did she just say?
I have no idea, but look at the view.
I can't believe we are actually here.
Oh wait, we didn't tell them where we are yet. Maria, where are we?
We are in Japan!
This isn't real. It's all in my head. I can feel it. I'm imagining this. Can I wake up from this dream all over? Fall back to sleep, please. For a second, for a minute, can we go? For a second, for a minute, can we go? For a second, for a minute, can we go? For a second, for a minute, can we go? Can we go back when we were young and didn't care if we messed up? We have forever, so we got lost in each other 'cause time wasn't catching, time wasn't catching. We were young and didn't care if we messed up. We have forever, so
We are staying in this hotel.
in each other 'cause time wasn't catching.
It's really famous because the rooms are shaped like a capsule.
I am super excited. Oh my god!
Thought of paper crowns, of silver and gold. Thought of arms of feathers and hollow bones. The more I'm learning, the more I don't know. I feel smaller. The more. For a second, for a minute, can we go? For a second.
right now we're really tired because of her flight, so we decided to eat at 7-Eleven.
If you don't know what 7-Eleven is, it's a convenience store. They are really common here in Asia. Let's go!
Okay guys, day 2 of our trip. We are staying here in Tokyo and now we are going to Sensoji Temple. This is the oldest Buddhist temple in Japan, and we decided to come here first because we want to learn more about the religion and just connect more with the present moment. So here it is, the Sensoji Temple.
The main religion in Japan is Buddhism, based on teachings of Buddha. They believe in concepts like karma, rebirth, and nirvana.
We can look at them for hours and surrender to the power. I see the worst, these visions they burn inside of me. Just out of touch, but still close enough to be part of me. I'll be the one the day comes. Head up in the sunlight, baby. I'll be the one the day comes. When the day comes, I'll be there for you, baby. Show the world just who I can be.
나 무서워도 안 속였어 나 두려워도 양달렸어 나 믿을게 빗바퀴로 와 You're going my way 나다운 선택 거짓된 목소리 기쁜 내 숨소리 순간 느껴서 난 꿈을 이뤄가는 girl
I'll be the one the day comes. Head up in the sunlight, baby. I'll be the one the day comes. Show the world just who I can be.
Now we're back from the temple and we're going to shop a little bit.
We are here in Harajuku, where cosplays are the big thing. You can be whoever you want here.
Other thing that really caught our attention here is the way people dress. You might have seen some outfits like this in movies or magazines, but we're gonna put some pictures so you see what we mean.
Finally, it's time to eat, guys. I'm starving, so let's go!
Now we're eating ramen, and here you can see the seaweed, the egg, and the pork, and oh geez, like I just feel like we're at Ichiraku Ramen, you know what I mean? Right now we're at Disneyland! Yay! I'm super excited. And a lot of people have been asking us how we're communicating in here. So most of the signs are in Chinese, so I can read them. And people can speak in English in Tokyo.
Stepping out, it's Friday night. How I'm longing for this day. Yes, I'm single, oh, want to mingle, and my friends are on the way. You got that good vibe. I want to spend some time back with you. Oh, oh. I got that good old times. You want to spend some time back with me. Oh, oh. Time to time, I am wondering who is she to me. I'm gonna tell you right now, 'cause she's the one I'm thinking of. Hey, the only one.
We have to take a picture with the princess.
She's everything.
No, please!
Hey, the one that I can live without. Remember when you said that there's no second chance? So baby, I heard you've been hoping you could change the past. You missed the longer nights, you missed the long goodbyes, you missed the longer nights. Well, did you ever think that it was hard for me to walk it off like nothing happened nonchalantly? I got you feeling like, I got you feeling right, I got you feeling like. That's my shape, I made the shadows. That's my name, don't wear it out though. Feeling myself, can't be illegal, illegal. So send me for looking so pretty tonight. Wearing your favorite color under the lights. For moving on, doing everything right. So send me for being good friends with your friends and running into you the place that we did. For being something you can't forget. So send me.
Okay, guys, that's it for the day. Amanda is already in her capsule, and now I'm going to sleep because we will wake up super early tomorrow because we are going to the other city. So, night night, sleep tight.
Good morning, guys! So I'm really excited for today because we are going to Mount Fuji. So see you guys in there.
Mount Fuji is located on the island of Honshu, and it's the highest mountain in Japan. It's also the second highest volcano located in Asia.
I'm so dumb. Oh my god. I just forgot to record when we were on Mount Fuji. Okay, no problem. We're just gonna put some pictures of us in there. So yeah, I'm really sorry.
Right now, we are at Okunoshima Island, also known Usagishima. That is Rabbit Island. Look at them, they are so cute.
Maria, can we still want to take to Brazil, please?
I wish.
Now we're back to the main island and at a city called Nara. Do you guys know why we are here? It's because it's full of deer.
Bambi! According to Japanese mythology, the great goddess Amaterasu sent a messenger in the form of a deer to take Misaki's Zushi. And deer are considered sacred animals in Japan, and there are 13 deer here.
Now we arrived at Osaka and we're going to stay here for the rest of the day. Guys, right here is the castle of Osaka, also known as Osaka-gyo. It is one of the most famous landmarks in Japan and it played a major role in Japan's unification. Back then, the emperor's family used to live there, but right now it's only a touristic place. And well, besides, Japan right now is a democratic constitutional monarchy.
I told the DJ go and speed it up. We just let the music lead us. When the song came on, I knew that it was on. She know what she wants. She says that I'm the one. Yeah, she told the mother boy step aside. When she let me up to the dance floor, I followed her left to right. Yeah, I followed her left to right. I told these other girls step aside. From the moment she caught my eye, and I followed her left to right. Yeah, I followed her left to right. We were left to right, and we did it all night. We were left to right, and we did it all night. Yeah, 'cause I followed her left to right. Get a cosign. That's how you know that it's go time. DJ hit us with a dope bar, so good that he brought it back 4 times. Same old two-step. When I'm dishing with you, it's a brand new step. Yeah, she stuck around when the crew left. I feel like it's up to me what we do next. Yeah, when the song came on, I knew that it was on. She know what she wants. She says that I'm the one. Yeah, she told the mother boy step aside. When she let me up to the dance floor, I followed her left to right. Yeah, I followed her left to right. I told these other girls step aside. From the moment she caught my eye, and I followed her left to right. Yeah, I followed her left to right. We were left to right.
We are going to walk a little bit and find some places to eat sushi because come on, who comes to Japan and doesn't eat sushi?
She told the mother boy step aside. When she let me up to the dance floor, I followed her left to right. Yeah, I followed her left to right. I told these other girls step aside. From the moment she caught my eye, and I followed her left to right. Yeah, I followed her left to right. We were left to right, and we did it all night. We were left to right, and we did it all night. 'Cause I followed her left to right.
Hey y'all guys, what's up? It's already at night and we are eating sushi. And we don't really have anything else to do right now, so we're gonna make a Q&A. We asked you guys some questions on our Instagram and now we're gonna answer to them, so stay tuned.
Okay, so first question. Did you feel an earthquake there? Yes, we did, and super normal for them. Actually, there are more than 1,500 earthquakes a year in Japan, but luckily most of them are small.
Are there a lot of hot springs in Japan? Yes, there are, and we went to one called Tsuri no Yonsen, I think. And it was really nice, actually, and we have a video of us in there, so here it is. Oh my god, we just left the hot spring and I'm still so shocked. Everyone was naked. I was so not expecting that.
Okay, next. Did you see any cherry blossoms? We did indeed. We went to street full of sakuras. Here's our photo of theirs. Oh no, wrong photo. Yes, this one.
Next one. What's your favorite Japanese food? So, Japanese food. For savory food, I really like tempura, gyoza, onigiri, miso soup, and of course the love of my life, curry. And for sweets, I really like matcha mochi, fluffy pancakes, and oh, there's this thing, it's so good. It's made
A few moments later.
of strawberry on the inside and like outside is white chocolate. It's awesome, delicious, amazing.
What's the weirdest thing you know about Japan? Oh my god, I knew. There's a festival called Kanamara Matsuri, and it's about pee. Perché? Vocês ligam pra Amanda.
Amanda, eu acabei de ter o maior sonho. Foi muito louco, você não tá entendendo o que aconteceu. A gente tava indo pro Japão e de repente a gente falava inglês, a gente não falava português. Você não tá entendendo como isso é louco. And we're gonna eat stuff.
That's it, guys. I hope you have liked their presentation. That's a little bit about Japan. I love What? Thank you, Amanda, Maisa. You girls rocked. Just awesome. Catch you guys next time. Later.